Who said that?
Restricted,
Oh God. Okay, we're live now, and thank you everybody for joining us for the Sunday Club. As you're well aware, it's been a really
Again,
interesting
bloody
week.
frozen, man. Again, frozen.
I'm not frozen. I'm talking. I can see you. I move. I can see everyone
Yeah,
move,
but your
talk,
face is not
everything.
moving. It's like a ghost.
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
So I'll make it really quick.
पता नहीं
Basically,
साला क्राउड फंडिंग करके इसको एक कंप्यूटर तो खरीदो भाई और इंटरनेट कनेक्शन
why
तंग आ
don't you
गया
all
उसको
why don't you all quit the Sunday Club like everyone's quitting the Congress party? It at least
why
like
we created it
I'm like Arji, jane do.
I would have gone, but since you promoted me to be a guest, I stayed back. So that's what Rahul Gandhi should be doing, promote everybody to the status of guest from members,
Yeah,
and you will
right.
stay on.
So I'm also going to follow his this thing. Anybody who whines on the Sunday Club, jane do. With that,
Jane do.
अरे why
let's
don't we start
RSS जाने दो
RSS, फिर तुली साहब को लेने के लिए तैयार होना पड़ेगा.
But anyway, this week, Ghulam Nabi Azad has been on a blitzkrieg. He's like been giving interviews across the board about why he's, quit the Congress and really spared nothing. He's in fact even gone on to say that to be in the Congress, you have to go to an orthopedic surgeon and be spineless. So Suhel said, jump in here. Do you agree with this? To be in the Congress, you have to go to an orthopedic surgeon and have your spine removed?
see if after working in the party for 5 decades you now realize that all these years you were spineless is a bit rich. A b all of them after they leave the Congress abuse the Gandhis. While they're there, the Gandhis are the next best thing to slice bread. So there's a bit of hypocrisy there.
Sure.
Sometimes in order to sell a book, you don't have to sell your soul. And the tragedy is that this selling of souls is now so easily done by people who are leaving the Congress. When you leave the Congress, obviously there are compelling reasons. In Ghulam Nabi Azad's case, he wasn't going to get another ticket for Rajya Sabha. There was going to be no extension. And he completely, he decided to walk. Now, the point is, you can't be as graceless as the Congress is. Rahul Gandhi's tweet, where he put Adani and, put all the Congress, the people who've left, shows how petty the man is. I didn't expect it from Rahul Gandhi. I don't
Yeah.
expect it from someone, some lower. But this guy has now actually shown up for what he really is. For the Congress to keep talking about trolls and trolling armies, what Rahul Gandhi has shown is a complete lack of grace. And it is, I don't know whether he's doing it or who's doing it. He doesn't seem the kind who's ever done a crossword. So you won't even know vertical, horizontal, or whatever. But, to use these kind of phrases, this kind of language is very unbecoming of someone who wants to be different.
Hmm.
If you look at Anil Antony, Anil on this show has previously complained about being, part of the Congress and saying that the Congress only works for 3 people. And the
Yeah.
father had to come out and say that, look, I don't agree with my son.
Hmm.
The father's still in the Congress, and the son has also been named in that same tweet, where they put Adani. I mean, I'm sometimes wondering, how do you expect people who are within the Congress today to actually respect you? Because they know if something gives or if they decide to leave, they will meet the same fate of ridicule, abuse, disrespect, and disgrace. This is not something that we need to, either agree with or even give it any kind of recognition. So something, and you also, there are going to be more and more defamation cases. My advice to Rahul Gandhi would be to start investing in a law firm, because politics is now beyond his grain. Because he's going to need all the legal help he can garner, given what he's doing and what he's actually trying to do. This level of insanity I have not seen in public life. It's almost as if every morning he wakes up with bitterness, with a view to insult people, To then say, oh, anyone leaving, even if they're going to another party, to say, oh, you're going to RSS, BJP. I mean, you're playing into the hands of the BJP in the RSS. Because then you're telling people that, look, the only option to the Congress is the BJP and RSS. So that's the problem. And I have no faith in a lot of these people who have left the Congress and are now abusing the Gandhis, because while they were there, they were complete supplicants. They were completely, they were, when asked to walk, they would crawl. And that's their leitmotif.
Hmm. Hmm. And on the other hand, Sandeep, they're taking on someone like Sharad Pawar, you know, calling, saying things like greedy and I don't know what not. Is this really smart strategy? So they have this exodus going on within their party. People often compare it to the Titanic, but I don't think as many people got off the Titanic as the number of people who are getting out of the Congress. And this, I mean, we know of the big ones that we're discussing here, but there are lots of people at the state levels who are workers who have just quit. So, what is going on with them? I mean, they're alienating their own party members, they're alienating allies.
There are three things I'd like to say, Advaita, taking on from Suhel. First of all these reactions, whether of Rahul Gandhi or his cronies, people who are sending on all these kind of tweets to Himanta Biswa and the others, it gives me a sense that they have reconciled to the fact they're not going to win 2024. And it is that sense of, a total demoralization which is making them act in this kind of an irresponsible and graceless or tactless manner. That's what they are doing. And I see that same kind of an attitude in a lot of the Congress cheerleaders who were probably hoping things will improve this time, but seeing Rahul Gandhi's antics and how the party is going about, even they're giving up hope. And so even if you see all their communication, whatever, it smacks of a sense of despair. And that is one part of it. Second point I would like to take up, while I agree with everything Suhel said, that you've been around for 5 decades, suddenly you realize, I think one of the last straws which is happening for people like Azad, or before this, if you see Amrinder, Pal's Captain Amrinder and all, is where they are finding their last port of call was Sonia Gandhi. When they are coming to Sonia Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi says, sorry, I can't do anything more, my hands are tired or I can't, that's when they are reaching that breaking point. So Amrinder Singh had talked about it, how he called Sonia Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi said, Amrinder, sorry, I can't help, it's time, you need to go. And I think, Ghulam Nabi Azad also went on to call Sonia Gandhi during the G23 happening, and she must have expressed a similar kind of helplessness, and that's where they are going. Now, who are leaving Congress? Who will leave Congress? People will leave Congress today who have either some ambition left, I wouldn't get into the question of spine, or who have a future of their own. So at the lower level, people know it's just like in an organization. Somebody in my organization down the line, if a company is not going well, they know, acha, yahan chhod ke dusra kahin pe unko naukri mil jayega, because their ambition is not really to become the party leader or something. They have been with the party, they have got something. So those are the people, as you are saying, ready to shift to better pastures. Secondly, are these youngsters, especially, who, as I keep saying, today the shelf life of politicians, like any other career, have reduced. So if you think that you're going to be out of business for the next 10 years, by then you are again also becoming 60 and 72. So why would you hang around? Just like in a company, if somebody were to tell somebody, oh, hang on for next 10 years before I give you the next promotion, people won't. So the only people who are sticking around are who really don't have the spine, or they really don't have the equity. So you have a Sachin Pilot, making that posturing, shall I go, shall I not go, that sort of a to be or not to be kind of a thing. Other people, Ghulam Nabi Azad again do it because, okay, he had reached the end of the road. There is nothing more. If Sonia Gandhi asked him to stay on, also what more? Maximum Rajya Sabha ticket, even that was not coming. So he has seen it all, done it all. So fine, and therefore the grudge coming out, just like Himanta Biswa Sarma and everybody, is against Rahul Gandhi, because that's where they found that this man is impervious to any kind of reasoning, sense, nothing. So that's where you draw the line.
Professor, one thing, I was watching an interview of Ghulam Nabi Azad's, and he was asked a direct question. He was asked whether Sonia Gandhi has any control. And he said, and he answered it also unequivocally. And he said, absolutely not. Like, she cannot do anything about the situation. And then they asked him, well, what about Kharge? And he started laughing and he said, no way. And then they said, is he an appointed president or an elected one? He's saying, of course he's appointed. So it doesn't get more insider than what Ghulam Nabi Azad was. The fact that Sonia no longer has that control of that party is also playing out to disastrous effect, I think, for them.
I think the story that Azad talked about, the Himanta Biswa Sharma and Tarun Gogoi conflict, and ultimately how it played out, makes it very, very clear that Sonia Gandhi for a long time has not been in control at all. Okay, that's one. But let me talk about Azad. See, there's a difference between Azad quitting the party, and there's a difference between Antony, as Sengupta said, the younger folk actually joined the party. See, Azad's base, which came late in the day, was in Jammu. While he was chief minister, he was building the party up. When ultimately he was no longer chief minister, he became a banyan tree under whom nobody could flourish. So he ensured by his actions, by his staving of other leaders, that the Congress would atrophy in Jammu, and therefore he undercut his own base, number one. Number two, shenanigans like Rahul's, ensured that Azad could not play the kind of role in other states which he used to. The peacemaker, the deal maker who would basically keep things together. That is why Azad used to have a lot of friends, a lot of IOUs in other states, because he used to solve problems in other states. Now the thing is, by his own actions, he has undercut himself in Kashmir, in Jammu and Kashmir, and by the actions of Rahul Gandhi, he has been undercut in the other states where he had IOUs, where he could reasonably hope for a Rajya Sabha ticket. If Hemanta Sharma had been brought back to power, and if he was in power, rest assured, Azad would have come to the Rajya Sabha from Assam also. After all, Manmohan did, why not Ghulam Nabi Azad? So there is this particular difference between Azad and the others. Now let me come to the others. We are talking about three persons. One is C.R. Kesavan, Anil Antony, and we are talking about Kiran Reddy. Anil Antony's case, I think, is the most interesting. Look, in a state where power has always alternated between the Congress-led front, UF, and the UDF, and the left Democratic Front, he has chosen to break ranks with the UDF and join the BJP. The BJP currently has no seat in the thing at all, because the two major parties, two major fronts often combine to ensure that the BJP cannot enter the assembly at all. I think Anil Antony is joining the BJP and points out to something else happening in Kerala. You see, if you look at the Kerala Christian community, it's a traditional Christian community. This has been there for quite some time. It's very comfortable in its indigness. So far, no Kerala Christian community has not shown any desire to vote or side with the BJP, except at the margins. When it comes to calls for love jihad, you have Christian priests, Roman Catholic priests talking about it. You see, that is one thing that is common with a lot of things that the RSS says. And if you look at the role of the Christian intellectuals who are either with the Congress, largely with the BJP, their talk has been to hush down these particular priests, clamp down on them. Now, there are things going on. Look, this is an enterprising community. If you look at proper, the Kerala Malayali Christian businessmen, you won't find them in Kerala, you'll find them in Madras, MRF and all that sort of a thing. This is a community that has enterprise, it has education, it has aspirations, it has a middle class. Its aspirations, by the way, I would say are the same aspirations as the Hindu middle class has. How long can this talk, of secularism, prevent them from looking at the BJP? Anil Antony's flight to the BJP, I think may point out to something deeper that may be happening in Kerala. It may be a precursor of things. It could be, I could be premature in my prediction, but I think we have to watch this. He could lead it himself. Now let's come to C.R. Kesavan. This is the grandson of Chakravarti Rajagopalchari, the founder of the the Swatantra Party. In 1967, the Swatantra Party Janasangh bloc had 84 seats. They are natural allies. For such a person to be in the Congress, I think for the BJP must have rankled. And by the way, he joined the Congress in 2001 when nobody thought the Congress would come back to power. In 2004, the BJP was talking about, shining India. Congress thought it would not come back to power. So he joined Congress at a time when the Congress was nowhere near power. So he cannot be said to have joined Congress for lucre and power, etc., etc. But ultimately, he has also got to. He's also been forced to quit because it seems to him that the Congress, in a sense, is a dead end. And the natural party for them to join is basically the BJP. I think the BJP must be very happy to have him because the Swatantrite elements in Indian politics, I think the BJP wants to capture those. Now let's look at Kiran Reddy. Kiran Reddy is joining in Andhra Pradesh. Again, I would say is significant. Look, neither the Congress nor the BJP matters much in Andhra Pradesh. The fact is, right now, YSR looks so strong that the TDP also looks, it also seems that the PDP will not come back to power. There will come a time, a tipping point, where I think members of the TDP will start to break away and probably join the BJP. You see, when that happens, you need people, you need credible faces, basically, faces to show the party, has an aspiration to power. And that is why Kiran Reddy is joining. Sure.
Bus, you stopped immediately. Wow.
Well.
Professor gets in lecture mode, so I have to kind of intervene.
Sure.
But Rajiv, Tuliji, our viewers are asking this. Is BJP going to become Congress Part 2? Considering from Congress Mukt Bharat, it's going to BJP Yukt Congress?
धन्यवाद. बहुत दिन के बाद आपने बुलाया है मुझे और बहुत ट्रोलिंग के बाद बुलाया. बहुत सारे लोगों ने बहुत ट्रोलिंग की आपको.
थोड़ा माइक में बात करो भाई, माइक में बात करो. आवाज ही नहीं आ रही आपकी.
यार आपको नहीं आ रही, बाकी सबको आ रही है. बाकी सब एक्सप्रेशंस दे रहे हैं. आप
बाकी सब आपको सच नहीं बोलेंगे, आरएसएस से डरते हैं.
नहीं राजीव जी, सुहेल एज फैक्टर हो गया है. अब क्या बोले,
एज नहीं, आवाज ठीक नहीं आ रही.
हम उनको कुछ ज्यादा बोलते भी नहीं है. वो कुछ भी बोलते हम सुन लेते हैं. उम्र का तकाजा भी तो रखना.
ये देखो, another bloody departure from the Congress. ये भी जाएगी अभी.
कौन जाएगी?
Not so funny, Dipankar.
She tries such a hard balancing act. She'll criticize Rahul Gandhi promptly thereafter, give a positive tweet for Priyanka. Then suddenly something.
Pallavi is the perfect patsy. If you know what patsy is.
We know that's mob lingo. Trust you to be using mob lingo on this show.
Now, after
what's verb lingo?
Mob lingo.
No,
राजीव जी आप बोले ना, ये नहीं बोलने देंगे आपको.
राजीव जी बोले please.
Election, she is being called वो लेफ्ट के उससे पैनल से नहीं लड़ रही है. So now she has been stamped as Bhakt. So this is what
Sunday Club endorses Pallavi Ghosh for president of Indian Women's Press Club. Just want to say that. Or press
Club. You can barely get your internet working. Who are you to endorse?
We are endorsing her. Sunday Club is endorsing. If you are not, that's your problem.
बेगानी शादी में अब्दुल्ला दीवाना.
यहाँ डिस्कस करोगे तो उसके 4 वोट खराब हो जाएंगे.
Yes.
So अद्वैता एक्चुअली चाहती नहीं है कि पल्लवी इलेक्शन जीते, इसलिए वो यहाँ उसका इलेक्शन डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. अभी क्या कांग्रेस को डिस्कस करते हैं. पहले लेट्स डिस्कस द कांग्रेस, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग टू द कांग्रेस. ठीक है, तो अभी एक चीज तो बहुत क्लियर है, बहुत स्पष्ट है कि पिछले कई साल से, आई मीन लॉन्च, रीलॉन्च, प्री लॉन्च, व्हाटएवर इज हैपनिंग, उससे जो ट्रांजिशन पीरियड है कांग्रेस का वो लगातार लंबा होता जा रहा है, वो और बढ़ता जा रहा है ट्रांजिशन पीरियड जिसको वो लोग बोल रहे हैं. Look, जो मुझे समझ में आता है, सोनिया गांधी ड्यू टू हर हेल्थ, एज और व्हाटएवर फैक्टर्स, she want the power to be transferred to राहुल गांधी. राहुल गांधी जो है वो उसको लेना नहीं चाह रहे हैं, उसको लेना नहीं चाहते हैं, एंजॉय नहीं करना चाहते. ही इज नॉट फिट फॉर द जॉब बेसिकली. मतलब अब आप सब लोग मैनेजमेंट और प्रोफेसर एंड ऑल यू पीपल, आप सब जानते हो कि कई बार हायरिंग एरर्स हो जाती हैं. सो प्रोबेबली ही इज एन हायरिंग एरर फॉर कांग्रेस एज ऑफ नाउ. सो वो बेचारा बनना नहीं चाह रहा है, उसको बार बार बिठा रहे हैं. और वो एक पंजाबी में कहावत है, सुहेल नोज इट वेरी वेल, कि गधे को मार मार के अच्छा गधा बनाया जा सकता, घोड़ा नहीं बनाया जा सकता. तो आप उसको घोड़ा बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. वो he is not mentally prepared for it, he is not fit for it. So now as to the kind of tweets, the language that is being used by him, जो वो लैंग्वेज यूज करते हैं अपनी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में कर रहे हैं या बाकी, वो बिल्कुल वैसी लैंग्वेज है जिन दिनों हम कॉलेज में राजनीति में एक्टिव थे और दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से जेएनयू में इलेक्शन देखने, क्योंकि उस समय जेएनयू में एबीवीपी या संघ का
वो भाई अद्वैता कहाँ गई है?
की फर्क पैदा है?
तो उसने पता नहीं, उसका नेट काम नहीं कर रहा ठीक से.
She must have gone to snack.
स्पॉन्सरशिप तो
देखिए।
कम से कम नेट तो ठीक काम करे, एक लीज लाइन ही लग जाए उसके यहाँ. Suhel, you can talk to your contacts in Airtel or Jio wherever you have.
अरे पहले आप अपना माइक्रोफोन तो ठीक कराओ.
अरे यार,
सारे आधा कलेश चल रहा है. माय सारे आधा.
iPod is not working. My this thing earphones are not working. That is the reason probably you are not able to. तो अब वो समस्या वो है कि जो उनकी ट्वीट्स, जो उनका एक वो अग्रेशन, एक वो एक नकली सा जो एग्रेशन वो दिखाना चाहते हैं और पार्लियामेंट में बोलते हैं, पूरी एक अच्छी प्रिपेयर्ड एक स्टेटमेंट देते हैं और उसके बाद आंख वो क्या कहते हैं, आंख चमका देते हैं या आंख मार देते हैं. और यहाँ एक पत्रकार जो बेचारा 15 साल से उनको कवर कर रहा है, उसकी बात का जवाब देते हैं और उसके बाद हवा निकल गई तो ऐसा कुछ बोलते हैं. सो नाउ द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट राहुल गांधी जो है वो राजनीति में अपने आप को एडजस्ट नहीं कर पा रहे, वो इस पावर से अपने आप को एडजस्ट नहीं कर पा रहे, उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पा रहे. ही इज नॉट कमिंग अप टू द लेवल ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ द आम कांग्रेस. अब उसमें सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि इस ट्रांजिशन में जो पिछले लगभग 15 साल से, शायद 2010 साल से तो चल ही रहा है, 2014 के बाद से या उससे पहले भी जो प्रेसिडेंट बने थे उस समय भी ट्रांजिशन में थे. तो जो ऑलरेडी स्टारवॉर्ड्स जो हैं, जो कांग्रेस को चला रहे हैं इतने सालों से, उन सबको लग रहा है कि राहुल को लग रहा है कि जब तक ये नहीं हटेंगे तब तक कांग्रेस नहीं खड़ी कर पाऊंगा मैं अपने हिसाब से. उनको लग रहा है कि जब तक राहुल नहीं हटेगा तब तक कांग्रेस का कुछ नहीं हो सकता. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज
थोड़ी देर बाद होगी.
Acha, Anil has joined us. Anil, BJP leader, Anil has joined us. Anil, I know you only have 15-20 minutes, so it's a guest appearance. So please go ahead. Have you been listening to Ghulam Nabi Azad's interviews?
What about
this
Pallavi?
week?
What about Pallavi?
So
You come back to Pallavi.
thank you.
Because Anil is talking about
I want to listen to Anil first. Suhel, I have no issues.
So it's great to be back in the show again and good to see you all.
I think we are lucky for people, generally in the Sunday club. Because
Yes.
whoever
Yeah,
comes,
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
make it a new
He's
job.
gone from the frying pan into the fire. It's not as if the BJP is a walk in the park. There are more snakes in the BJP than you can find in a zoo. Chodo na.
I think once you speak here, it's like the, let's say, initiation, walking through the fire. Where
How many more
then you can
people will
speak
you have?
anywhere.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. अरे थापा यहाँ आ जाओ, तुम भी आ जाओ.
I'm somewhere else. I just came to a side room so that I can speak to you. There are a lot of people in the other room. I can fill in the place.
Bring them.
any Congressees wanting to leave, bring them. But Anil, how's your first week been with the BJP?
Eventful. I think one, it is refreshing that, let's say, I'm glad out of the negativity and now I can think of doing something meaningful for people around. It's a good place to be in. I'm meeting people and there is a lot of positivity and let's say, forward-looking vision on the people around. Now let's go back to the main topic. Like I said, like I don't have a lot of time. I am out somewhere. So
Go
again,
ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. So Ghulam Nabi Saab's interview, this particular interview I haven't seen, but ironically, the same day today he has given an interview to, I think it was shot yesterday, but it was telecasted today, where he has given an interview to one of the leading channels in Kerala, Asianet,
Asianet,
where
yes.
he has spoken a lot of things on the Congress party, many of the issues which made him leave and the current stage of the party. Um, Nothing is surprising. It's something which he expected. Um,
Mm.
he was telling that, let's say, in the 70s, when Mrs. Gandhi was disqualified, and across many parts of India, like there was a lot of sympathy, etc. But he made a statement which I would say was fairly damning for Mr. Rahul Gandhi, where he said that when Mr. Rahul Gandhi was disqualified, not even a mosquito in this country actually seems to be bothered. That's his, I'm just quoting him. So that's what he said. So
Mm.
uh, let's say, mm, there's exodus. I think that's the main topic today,
Yes,
right? The
that's right.
exodus of the party. So I'm not surprised at all. So like the January, certain issues happened. After that, I resigned. I joined a new party also. I'm glad I did. But I do, and then next day, the former Andhra Chief Minister Kiran Kumar Reddy ji, he joined the BJP. Then the next day, C.R. Keshavan, who is a very dear friend of mine, he has joined the BJP. At the same time, more and more people are leaving the Congress, and I think in the next few months, um, this will become the norm. Like they may go to some regional party, they may go somewhere else. But Congress seems to be in a scenario where I think um, only certain kind of people, like this is what I said when I um, joined my new party, that Congress is no longer interested to prioritize any core issues of the country, anything related to national interest, public interest. They are only interested to forward the interest of a family, and more people will find it very difficult to remain in this party, the Congress party, because let's say there is nothing meaningful anybody can contribute towards any public good. There is nothing meaningful that anybody can contribute to your people around the country. Nothing. Like if you are in the Congress, you only have one job, and that is to let's say forward the interest of one person, for I would even say just defend the blue person gaffes of one person. It's all centric around one person, and that is what it is. That is the Congress party. And I think the Congress party people hopefully will realize that, let's say, one family's interests or the party's interests are not really the country's interests. It is the other. It should be the other way around. And unless they understand that, this exodus will continue, because more and more people will be disillusioned and they will keep leaving. Because I'm sure, especially in this young aspirational India, people want to do things. They want to contribute. They want to do something in a meaningful manner. And Congress party is no longer the platform that is capable of doing it, and it doesn't resonate with young India at all. So that is the crux of the matter. Even Ghulam Nabi ji today, in an interview to Asianet, which I saw some of the segments, he again said that. So he was also talking about the senior people who left, but then he also said that the youth inside the Congress are actually 10 times more. Again, I'm quoting him, where he said that the youth inside the Congress are even 10 times more disillusioned than the seniors. So
Mm.
these are
See,
Mm.
his
let
words.
me, I just want to come in here. Do a proper strategic analysis of the Congress today. Shondeep mentioned rightly, I don't think those jokers want to win the election. They want to disrupt. They want to disrupt our democracy. They want to disrupt the national discourse. They want to create disruptions everywhere. See, remember one thing, Advaita. Rahul Gandhi couldn't be bothered about India, or so it seems. His only target is to embarrass, abuse, and disgrace Narendra Modi. Now, what has
That's right.
happened is the hatred for one individual is so strong now in Rahul that it is actually that hatred is blinding him from any logical efforts in any kind of political resurrection. You know, hatred, when you are consumed by hatred, you are bereft of everything else. You're bereft of empathy, you're bereft of logic, you're bereft of rationale, because Your only purpose is, oh, I want to destroy that person. Now, here's the thing: people at that level, they don't mind being hated or loved. What they hate is when people are indifferent. Today, Narendra Modi is indifferent to Rahul Gandhi. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
That is creating an even bigger restlessness in Rahul Gandhi. Let's do a proper sociological analysis. Now, what Rahul Gandhi feels is, my God, I'm getting buffeted by every which way. Nothing is sticking. What do I do? So, what will happen is, until 2024 elections and thereafter, you will continue to see this level of abuse. The BJP are stupid. And let me tell you why they're stupid. The BJP is countering Rahul Gandhi on Rahul Gandhi's comments. They should now start talking to people about what they've achieved. Those jokers should tell people about the development that they've done. Also, the BJP is very much like the Congress in one way. All the attacks happen on the one principal leader. They have not created any buffers. Now, until you create those buffers, you will constantly make it out to be a battle between Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi. Here, Rahul Gandhi benefits. He comes up to the stature of Narendra Modi rather than the other way around. So, my thing is that the BJP is, now that it will be in pole position for the elections, needs to figure out a narrative that is bereft. That indifference should also be part of the narrative, so that you're completely indifferent to whatever Rahul Gandhi is saying. See, also the people, only the Twitter echo chamber gets excited about Rahul Gandhi's tweets. Because the guy on the street doesn't care yet. Do you think he figures out Adani, ye, wo, yo? He doesn't care. And
Yeah.
Sharad Kumar said something interesting. How long will you continue to abuse industrialists who are actually contributing to the country?
Very true. Very true. Anil, one more question. We're all curious about this because this has been boiling for so long, and that's Rajasthan, which is heading towards election. Just what is going on there? Because Sachin Pilot is now supposedly sitting on a fast because of the inaction of the Gehlot government on corruption. And it's all, it comes out in the open ever so often. Then they retreat. There's a photo with Rahul Gandhi. Then again, it flares up. So just what is going on there?
Again, one way to look at it is now I left the party and I would rather not waste too much of my time worrying about what's happening in the party. But at the same time, what is happening in Rajasthan is also fairly, I would say, I feel bad for my friend Sachin because I feel he is somebody who can contribute quite a lot for, let's say, he got a long innings ahead of him. But sadly, he is also not used properly by the party in any manner. 2 years back, he resigned from the PCC presidency, the deputy, and the last 2 years, he hasn't been given any responsibility where he can contribute in an effective manner. I mean, that's another talented person who is, let's say, kept in the sidelines, um, whose contributions are, um, I would say, missed by the party. There are quite a lot of these kind of people across India. Like even in my state in Kerala, there are people like Dr. Shashi Tharoor, there are people like Muralidhar and Mr. Raghavan. So many people who are good people who are sadly sidelined. You only have one leader and three, four people around him who seems to be running the show, and they seem to be very insecure about any of these names I mentioned who can have some kind of mass following, who can build a base on their own, who can come up on their own. They are not really interested to, let's say, um, uh, they are not interested to give responsibility to these kind of people. Now the Rajasthan elections are only 5-6 months away. In that, and I would say that, like, I would honestly analyze and say that the performance of the Congress in Rajasthan is going to be a disaster. It won't be. It. I won't be surprised if it turns out to be almost as bad as the Congress performance in the Gujarat election some month back. The
Wow.
situation is very bad. Mm, it is not going to be. And then, so I can understand Sachin's feelings. I hope he will be given justice by the party, but he is not. So these are, and all these kind of issues are coming up because of the Congress is not willing to accommodate people or take people forward. And both of them are. Ashok Gehlot ji is also a senior leader, but at the same time, let's say if talented people, the people who would be the faces of the party, are not taken into confidence,
Hmm.
already when the party organization is weak, and then um, the electoral prospects doesn't look that good. Then if it's a divided house also, it is going to be a disaster.
Let me get Pallavi in now. Finally, Pallavi, thanks for being so patient. Pallavi, what are you hearing? You of course interviewed Ghulam Nabi Azad, who's been the big newsmaker of the week, and what did you detect there? I mean, what's happening? What's the inner turmoil? One gets the feeling there are a lot more people are in line to quit than what we've seen so far, and this year is really going to be about a lot of those people dropping Rahul Gandhi.
It's so interesting. Actually, today I met someone from Punjab, and I also met a very senior BJP leader. And, even if I want to kind of deduct a bit of small percentage of what he was claiming and he was saying, but I think what he was saying is not wrong. He's saying that you'll be amazed at the kind of people actually who really come to us and they want to join the BJP. So there are two kinds of people. One, why, and there are many names which are doing the rounds. Why they're not joining immediately? Well, the reason is very simple. In some cases, they have a Rajya Sabha term going on, so they want to finish that term and then join. There are some who don't want to leave now and they are Lok Sabha MPs and they don't want by-elections because they don't know where they're going to come back to pass. So some of them say, 6 months before the elections, let me leave and then we're going to join. See, I've heard everyone. I also saw, and I told this to Anil the other day, I saw a tweet which went out from the Congress party where they have the Adani logo and they mention, say, Scindia, then Anil and all the 5 people who have left the Congress to join the BJP, insinuating that these are the people who've taken money to join the BJP. And in fact, Hemant Biswa Sarma is actually going to be suing Rahul Gandhi. At least that's what he's saying. And then we see equally strong reactions. See, people leave and go. I think at the end of the day, it is about feeling wanted. I mean, if you know your boss or your leader is going to say, okay, if you want to go, then you can go, then, it sends out a very negative kind of a messaging to those who have not gone but who are waiting and wondering what's going to happen to their future. I mean, I'll give a quick example of, say, for example, my office. There's a colleague of mine who's quitting and then my boss says that, okay, you want to go, I won't stop you. So the person goes. But I'm staying back. Or there's someone else like me who's staying back and they'll wonder, look, are we going to be valued? Am I going to be valued? So maybe my time is going to come. That's exactly what is happening in the Congress. I see their tweets, I see them trolling, but, none of them actually, very few of them actually go to a Congress headquarters. So there are people like me who have been covering this party for years. I even know the guards' name. I know their problem. And trust me, Advaita, they do want the party to do well because their future is linked there. Every time the Congress loses and I go back there to do a live, they tell me, Madam, हमारा क्या होगा? हमारी salary कहाँ से आएगी? Party जीतेगी तो हमारे पास पैसे होंगे तो हमारे पास salary होगा. But many of them don't have a place to go to. And every time someone goes, it starts off. I mean, who's Anil Antony? I mean, I told this to Anil that day, I've tweeted about this today. His father very strongly came out with a statement in defense of the Nehru Gandhi family. What do you do? Within 24 hours, you come up with a tweet which insinuates that he's left the party because he's getting money from somewhere, from a corporate, to join the BJP. As a father, how would he feel? He'll not say anything, but I'm sure there's a sense of hurt there. I mean, people leave because they look for a better career opportunity. Maybe Anil felt
that. You people have not understood yet. They don't care. Rahul Gandhi doesn't care about what other people.
Yeah. So I'm coming to that. I'm just give me
it's
a minute.
An ownership
not
company.
A minute. Just give me
it's
25 seconds. So I'm just thinking, every time someone leaves, why you just let them go? You don't say things like, "Arey, wo bika hua hai." Oh, they want this house. I mean, Ghulam Nabi Azad, I asked this question. He said, Pallavi, I've got 20 terror attacks on me. And I was given an extension over here by my own party and my own government, the UPA, because of those terror concerns. Let's give him the benefit of doubt. Maybe what he's saying is correct. Because he also said, I don't want anything to happen to Rahul Gandhi. I mean, one of the main reasons Mrs. Gandhi has that house is because of complete, there's a lot of security over there. So we have to learn to give everyone who leaves a benefit of doubt. Maybe Congress ka angst मैं समझती हूँ. I mean, it's not nice if everyone is leaving and there are going to be more who want to leave. But every time you respond by saying, oh, so and so is going, is because they've got money is unfair. And very quickly, in fact, Azad told me this in my interview that Pallavi, the first time I raised a letter at the G23 letter at the AIC, at the CWC, which Mrs. Gandhi called because she agreed with me, we must have a discussion on it. Rahul Gandhi just walked in and he said, oh, this letter has been written by Modi. And he said, Rahul ne bola, so bola. There are others who jumped in and they used the same names and people who I have helped to grow in the party. So he said that also hurts. And, maybe Ghulam Nabi Azad said a lot of things which he may not have said. Sometimes I think maybe he used a bit too of a strong language. But at the end of the day, there is this, to go back to what Suhel says, they just don't care maybe. We are also attacked. I mean, I cover the Congress, so I know the Congress more than I know the BJP. And if I do question the Congress, does it mean, yesterday I saw 5 people from the Congress social media saying, what is wrong with people who are otherwise experienced journalists suddenly is talking out the BJP's language? Then someone said it's all about money. Then someone else called me a pimp. Someone else called me a dalal. And it's been retweeted from people in the Congress social media. It doesn't make me look bad. It just makes them look bad.
Sandip, Ghulam Nabi Azad, all said and done, he's given 5 decades of his life to this party. That's longer than most of us, well, not most of us on this panel have been alive. But there's something that needs to be said for that kind of work. He's worked with Indira Gandhi, he's worked with Sanjay Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi. And he's saying that, it was, and he was asked specifically, with PV Narasimha Rao, when he was leaving, you said that you were a great prime minister, but a terrible Congress president. And he says there was a lot more freedom even at that time than there is now, because here, when I said something, immediately I was removed as general secretary. I had been a star campaigner for 5 decades. I've worked in every state in the country as, this kind of negotiator, political negotiator for the party. And I was dropped from everywhere because, this is a different Congress where there is no freedom, really, even for someone who's given 5 decades to the party.
See, absolutely, Advaita, they are criticizing is what's his achievement, what is his record, what has he done electorally. But he was the quintessential backroom firefighter, of the Amit Patel kind. Amit Patel was much more than that, but he was, therefore, as he says, from Indira Gandhi's time, he would be called in to diffuse a crisis. Sonia Gandhi would do that. And those bits they have done pretty selflessly. Okay, and at the end of it, to be totally, first, disenfranchised with any kind of respectability, and even now, the way people are remarking. I shouldn't be saying this about Anil. I saw somewhere somebody, this lady tweeted, somebody said he'll be an asset to BJP in Kerala, and she said, we agree, he'll be an, what do you call?
Non-performing asset.
Non-performing asset.
Who is this?
Shrieking Jane. She's been dubbed as Shrieking Jane by Amit Malviya.
So, says that over there. Now, this is what Anil was saying today, just now, that, there you work only to help one person. But even that is not correct, I think. There are people who, in their own wisdom, try to help, Rahul Gandhi, but this small coterie who is now handling his communication, etc., they run him down, including, say, Digvijay Singh. He's made to shut up when he says something or the other, and now you're saying shut up.
Oh my God, but he really says some things, Digvijay Singh. I think he's very damaging to the Congress.
Could be. But what the others are doing is not necessarily, less damaging. When you are doing this kind of petulant tweeting, etc., I don't think that's helping either. And I would differ slightly with Suhel on the point about BJP not retaliating. I think, Suhel, BJP, it suits both ways, though you say it's no, because they will reserve the ammunition for Modi to hit back, just like he did last time on Chaukidar Chore. at the end, because now if they let all these other spokesperson try to retaliate, it'll get diluted. And so they keep these people engaged through those trolling and the IT cell, and they will go on creating that noise in social media. But the final assault will happen when Modi actually enters the fray, and which now he is beginning to do pretty early in the day, because he is now starting to quote, Modi tera kabar khudegi and all those things. He's trying to take those things on. So you'll see that progressively increasing, and then Modi will, and by making Modi and Rahul Gandhi similar, Modi will, then he'll become the Goliath who will take him on. So it suits both sides rather than letting other people also grab a
Sure.
limelight.
Tuliji,
And
I need to ask you. Tuliji, I need to ask you very quickly. Tuliji,
जी
राजीव तुली, हाँ, ये सब क्यों कहते हैं कि राहुल गांधी क्यों कहता रहता है कोई भी छोड़े, कोई भी पार्टी में जाए, कहीं भी जाए, उसके डिक्लेरेशन से पहले राहुल गांधी कह देता है कि आरएसएस जा रहा है. व्हाट इज हिज पैरानोया विद
उसका जो उसकी जो क्लोज कोटरी है, और उस क्लोज कोटरी में जो जेएनयू के लेफ्ट के लोग हैं, जो आयसा का स्टेट प्रेसिडेंट और बाकी सब जो लोग थे, उनको मालूम है संघ की फिलॉसफी ये है कि जो दो तरह के लोग हैं, एक जो अभी संघ में आ रहे हैं, दूसरा जिनको भविष्य में आना है. तो इसलिए वो सबको बोलता है कि ये संघ में ही जा रहे हैं, तो इसलिए आरएसएस में जाए, कोई आपत्ति नहीं. देखिए, द होल इशू विद द कांग्रेस एंड द राहुल इज, उनको ये लगता है कि अगर हम ये बोलेंगे कि ये सब संघ में जा रहे हैं, तो this will be a negative, or this will be asterisks kind of thing with their personality. But on the contrary, जब भी वो कोई ऐसी स्टेटमेंट देते हैं, तो जो लोग हैं जो संघ को नहीं जानते, वो और अधिक संघ को जानना चाहते हैं. बेसिकली अपनी एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन है उनकी, बिकॉज ही इज नॉट एबल टू कीप द पार्टी टुगेदर ड्यू टू सम रीजंस बेटर नोन टू सुहेल एंड पल्लवी. आई मीन, इस कारण से उसको कुछ और जब नहीं बचता, तो वो आखिर में आकर के क्या बोलेगा, अपनी फ्रस्ट्रेशन कहीं कहाँ निकालेंगे. तो वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन, आरएसएस इज अ पंचिंग बैग. उनको लगता है कि यार इसको संघी का ठप्पा लगा दो इसके ऊपर, और इसको बोल दो ये संघ में जा रहा है, आरएसएस में जा रहा है, लेट देम गो. सो दिस इज प्रोबेबली अ बिग गैप बिटवीन जो उनकी जो बालक बुद्धि है, और जो काइंड ऑफ पीपल अराउंड हिम, जो उसको समझा रहे हैं, बता रहे हैं, उसको स्टीयर कर रहे हैं, उसको चलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तो उन सबको कुल मिलाकर के ये लगता है कि इफ यू स्टैम्प देम के संघी हो गया है, आरएसएस में जा रहा है, so probably there will be a big chunk of people who will stand against this very personality. और एक उसपे एक वो ठप्पा कुछ भी आप कह लीजिए, वो लग जाएगा. तो मुझे लगता है कि प्रोबेबली ये एक बड़ा मिसकंसीव्ड सा एक उनका नोशन है, जिसको वो पुश करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. बट आई डोंट थिंक दिस इज कटिंग आइस. I mean, people who have decided to join the BJP, they are joining, they are coming in votes. So that is happening. And probably एक चीज और है, मुझे लगता है कि जिन स्टेट्स में कांग्रेसमैन को, ये कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ताओं को, लोगों को, नेताओं को ये लग रहा है कि कांग्रेस के पास कुछ बचा नहीं है, ये एग्जॉडस वहीं हो रहा है. छत्तीसगढ़ में आपको कोई कांग्रेस छोड़ करके बीजेपी ज्वाइन करता हुआ शायद इस इलेक्शन के पहले भी नहीं दिखेगा. Maybe in Karnataka also you will not finding Congress leaders or even the NPAs term जिनको उनका बोला है, वो भी नहीं दिखेगा. मगर उसके अलावा बाकी स्टेट्स हैं. राजस्थान में आपको ये एक्सोडस दिखेगा शायद इलेक्शन आने से पहले, क्योंकि राजस्थान में आई मीन हो सकता है कि कुछ ना कुछ दिख रहा है.
बट राजीव जी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जो हमारे जो अभी अनिल हमारे साथ जुड़े थे, अब इन केरला तो देयर इज नो, बीजेपी इज नेवर बीन इन पावर. In fact, they managed to get only one MLA in the assembly in all this time.
That was last time. Now it's zero.
Last time, now it's zero. So so with Anil, and there are people who are actually leaving for very, very different reasons apart from opportunism. There will be those who are leaving for opportunities.
But also see if those people can win.
There are few wise people also who are quitting because they can't stand with the Rahul Gandhi. Or
Kesavan won't win a municipal seat here in Chennai.
Why Rahul?
Yeah.
Why Suhel keep on interrupting everybody? यार?
Because I can't hear you.
यार आप ना एक वन ऑन वन करो.
ये देखो आप कमेंट्स पढ़ो, कमेंट्स में भी आ रहा है. राजीव जी अपना माइक ठीक करो, कमेंट्स पढ़ो आप.
You and Suhel said you ask questions, he will answer. He'll answer to the length. 1.5 घंटा, 2 घंटा, 3 घंटा आप चलाओ शो को अच्छे से.
सत्य वचन राजीव जी, बहुत सही कहा.
Can you hear him? Be honest. Can you hear him? You don't have to be champions.
Actually, we can. Actually, we can. You know.
We can hear him. I mean, Suhel.
It's little.
Comments are saying that they can't hear him.
I mean, सुहेल जी आपके अलावा सबको सुनाई दे रहा है.
हाँ, जब इतने पास आओगे तब भी सुनाई
Voice
देता है.
Pallavi.
I'm here.
Pallavi is here.
So
She has
everybody is
nothing
able
major
to
to
listen.
contribute. So who will be speaking next?
Okay, Professor has to speak next, then Pallavi, and yeah, that's it. Pallavi,
The
Professor,
comment there, increases more than Rahul Gandhi's brain.
what
The
nonsense!
comment
What kind of viewers do we have? Non-serious viewers. Huh.
Look, by and large, in those states where the Congress is a major power, the government in waiting or in the government, I don't think you will see exodus. Even in Rajasthan, okay, at the last moment, some people will change. But wherever the Congress is either in the power or the government in waiting, or perceives itself to be the government in waiting, the major opposition party, I would not expect congressmen to join the BJP. That is why what has happened in Kerala, Anil Antony joining the Congress is extremely significant. If the two, as I said, the two fronts have always colluded in ensuring that the BJP cannot get an entry. But if BJP gets an entry and it needs only a few more votes, in terms of total votes polled, the BJP does very well. In fact, if you look at the parties, rank the parties, it would be number 3 in terms of total votes polled. However, since it is spread out, it just cannot win. If, on the other hand, you have segments of the Christian community voting for the
I don't
BJP,
know why
things
you're
will
talking about
change.
Kerala now. See, you also have to understand what is happening. It's a mind game. In the last 4 to 5 days, every single day, someone is quitting the Congress and is joining the BJP. Rahul Gandhi is going to begin campaign big time in Karnataka from next week onwards. Congress is very hopeful of winning Karnataka, and Congress is going to pitch Rahul Gandhi as the person who possibly could swing Karnataka. And Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra 2.0 is also going to be beginning sometime in May, June. He's going to go from east to west. All of that thing is sorting out. So there is another PR thing which is happening for Rahul Gandhi. Fair enough. I don't blame the Congress party for that. In all of that, BJP is trying to prick a hole in that balloon which the Congress party is building up. Look, all these people, C.R. Kesavan, Kiran Reddy, I remember when he became the Andhra CM, actually handpicked by Sonia and Rahul Gandhi. He used to do this. Anil Antony, all these people, they are all people who are more Rahul Gandhi's type in terms of age, in terms of thinking or whatever, and chosen by Rahul Gandhi. What is the BJP doing? Playing that mind game. That a man who the Congress party wants to project, everyone is leaving because of him. Ghulam Nabi Azad's press conference, his book release, and this, I think it was also very well timed. Come on, I'm sure these things, there's a method in this madness. Azad, then the next day Anil Antony, then the next day C.R. Kesavan.
Yeah, chalo, ye bhi gayi.
Ye bhi gaya.
Sala, people are falling like 9 pins.
Where did she go?
Where have you gone?
She's the same idiot as you are with your internet.
I'm a polite host because there's so many of us on screen. I keep, pulling myself out.
Karnataka elections.
She was talking non-stop. She lost you in the middle.
Okay.
Go on, finish your essay, verbal essay. Come on.
यार राजीव जी कुछ करो यार सुहेल का राजीव जी इसका
don't you see Pallavi, tell me some of these photographs. That day I was watching a photograph of a video of them going to the Surat court. The brother and sister, they look tense and worried. If they were making a show, imagine somebody else going, Modi going, he would have actually made a show smiling, I don't care, doing all that kind of thing. But
they were worried they might be arrested, if they weren't given bail. Boss,
And they
एक का
were,
घर चला गया. We'll be happy about walking to an ice cream parlor.
no,
His house is gone.
you see, in every other situation also, one hand they try to give this whole thing about we couldn't care, we don't know, but you see the tension. And today, Kumi Kapoor's little piece on what happened in that meeting with Sharad Pawar, that was also quite telling. Apparently, Sharad Pawar came with excerpts of Savarkar's work and speeches to show them that how he was thinking was not as they are portraying. He was progressive, to which Sonia Gandhi first very briefly tried to defend Rahul, but moved back.
Sandip, you didn't read my piece. I broke this story around 15 days back. Sonia Gandhi actually kept on defending Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi was
Again.
Again, she's gone. ये स्यापा ही स्यापा हो रहा है माँ यथे थे.
in Parliament the next day.
Hey, we didn't hear you. We didn't hear you. What did Rahul? We lost you
I
at.
said Rahul Gandhi.
Once again, we
So
lost you
Rahul
at.
Gandhi
was
We lost
defending
you.
Rahul
Let me tell you. We lost you
Sonia Gandhi
at.
kept on
Sonia was
Hey, why
defending
did you
Rahul
use sign
Gandhi.
language?
Are someone calls me up? I'm busy, yeah. Suhel, not like you, na.
Busy
Just
doing
sitting
what?
on Facebook and fapping.
You write a piece. No one here has read the piece.
Yes.
They've read Kumi Kapoor's piece. No one has read your piece.
राजीव जी क्या करें इसका?
वो
अरे यार
राजीव क्या
बोलो यार जो बोलना था.
You have to bear
क्या
with
बोलो
me.
तुम?
अपना
I'm
माइक रीड
just
नहीं हो रहा है.
saying.
अबे बोलो यार क्या बोलना चाहते हो?
So then what I'm saying is that after that, Rahul Gandhi at that meeting also said, "ठीक है, I'm going to look into it." And the next day in Parliament, he went to meet Sanjay Raut to placate both the Shiv Sena, because Shiv Sena was really upset about it. And if you notice, Priyanka Chaturvedi was all dressed up in black and all, but then she didn't go for any of the protests, any of the sound bites, not even for the dinner which was called by Khari.
God knows how upset the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray faction is, frankly.
चलो सुहेल जी अब आप शुरू करो.
That's a lot of posturing.
If they want to bounce back, this association with the Congress party will become a little tricky thing for them. I mean, look at
It already
Eknath Shinde
is.
today. They're in Ayodhya. You know, there are these very important nuances. Eknath Shinde in Ayodhya, so that Ram Mandir wala card. Prime Minister goes to the Sacred Hearts Cathedral today, and then we were discussing the Christian vote bank. Also, his 100 episodes of Man Ki Baat, it's going to be, it's going to be blared and played out at all the madrasas in UP. These are very important nuances coming in from the BJP.
The difference is Rahul Gandhi is running an NGO. Narendra Modi is running a political party. When that chap decides that he also wants to join politics, he will give Pallavi a call, who will then write an article which no one will read, and she will remind us about that in the next edition of the
He's
Sunday
so
Club.
rude,
That's how the
man. He's so
which is going to play
rude.
out. In the meantime, Advaita Kala will be like the disappearing pimpernel, coming in and out of our lives because of her inability to pay for an internet connection. Even now, she's closer.
Listen to me. I'm just saying, even if Rahul Gandhi, the NGO,
I mean,
etc.
you don't need Madame Tussauds. We
what
have
are
Madame
they
Tussauds
doing?
every day here.
Arey, what are they doing? What are they doing? That's a good one. I mean, the thing is, even if they are an NGO, I mean, what are they doing in terms of an NGO also is what I want to know. That's why
don't you
maybe
do
he's
one thing?
upset. That's
Why
why he's
don't you
probably
give yourself up to Madame Tussauds and let them make a wax statue of yourself?
Is the NGO like,
maybe that's why they're so he's always attacking the RSS, because the RSS is actually doing NGO work.
No, RSS,
NGO.
Rajiv ji will say the paranoia about RSS, the Gandhi family is not from today, it is from Nehru time. That's why Shyama Prasad Mukherjee and all those things, they have always been paranoid about the Jansangh, and right from day one. If they have known that if one party can take them on, it is that party. So therefore, in the past, they have succeeded in nipping it in the bud or doing other things. Now, he doesn't. That's why it comes out so blatantly when
He's out of the bottle. But that's not true. I mean, Indira Gandhi was, for example, participated in the first VHP program in the early 80s. Correct, Rahul ji? Rajiv ji?
No.
She was part of that event.
No. That was
Vivekanand Kendra.
Vivekanand Kendra mein
Virat
jana
Hindu
pada.
Sabha.
Okay, bye. I have to go.
Hindu Sammelan.
Bye, Pallavi.
Hindu Sammelan. And Raja Karan Singh was the president. And that happened after Meenakshi Puram happened. So she was worried about that conversion happening. So करण सिंह वाज गिवन द मैंडेट कि भैया ये जो सब कन्वर्जन वगैरह हो रहा है इसको आप रोकिए और संघ के साथ मिलकर रोकिए, क्योंकि दे आर द ओनली फोर्स हु कैन डू दिस. सो दैट वाज द रीजन. आई मीन बट आफ्टर सोनिया गांधी, आई मीन
पर
राजीव
पार्टिसिपेट
गांधी,
किया.
किया
Rajiv
था.
Gandhi also used to meet the
Rajiv Gandhi used
Sarsanchalak
to talk to
also.
Rajiv Gandhi
Deoras,
used to talk to Palasab Devras and Bhaurav Devras.
correct,
Rajiv
correct.
Narasimha Rao used to talk to Raju Bhaiya when he was even the
हाँ.
president or the prime minister of the Congress. जो वो रेगुलर इंटरेक्शन रहता था. मगर आफ्टर दिस सोनिया गांधी थिंग हैपन टू कांग्रेस, उसके बाद से जो कम्युनिकेशन है या बाकी सब जो है, आई डोंट थिंक दैट हैव एवर हैपेंड. उसके बाद से कभी नहीं हुआ. और वो मतलब आई मीन दैट you know the drifting is happening every day. I still remember जब हमने ये 3 दिन का ये किया था लेक्चर सीरीज दिल्ली के विज्ञान भवन में. So one of the press conference where it was announced, there was a question by one of the journalists कि क्या आप राहुल गांधी को भी बुलाओगे या कांग्रेस के लीडर्स को भी बुलाओगे. तो वहां हमने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में कहा था हम सभी आइडियोलॉजिस्ट को बुलाएंगे. 3 बजे ये प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस थी. 5 बजे कांग्रेस ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस किया था जिसमें बिना इनवाइट के ही उन्होंने बोला था अगर हमें बुलाएंगे भी तो हम नहीं जाएंगे. आई मीन दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ द हेट्रेड नाउ दे हैव टुवर्ड्स द आरएसएस. वही उनका एक वो राहुल गांधी जो बार बार यही बोलते हैं. उनको लगता है कि शायद मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि आरएसएस में जा रहा है तो आई एम पुटिंग अ स्टैम्प ऑन हिम, आई एम ब्लैक लेबलिंग हिम. बट दैट इज नॉट हैपनिंग. आई मीन people get more curious, we get more queries on join RSS, we get more requests in join RSS the day he speaks like this, and we are happy doing that.
No, and he's not realizing that, Congress is increasingly becoming the fringe under his guidance or guardianship. And RSS is becoming increasingly mainstream as it hits its 100th anniversary in 2025. So he needs to wake up and smell the coffee, really, and maybe learn a little bit from his own family, because that's all he ever discusses. So maybe from his father and grandmother on how to have amicable relationships and move forward in a politically savvy way. But anyway, that's, I guess, asking for too much. But I just want to thank you all again for watching. We'll be back next Sunday. Appreciate it. Do like the stream because that amplifies our reach, and that's how the algorithm works. And we'd really appreciate that because that's what keeps us motivated to.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. Bye.